we're on Keilim Perek Yud Zayin Mishnah Chet, 8th Mishnah in the 17th chapter of Masechet Keilim. We're continuing to talk about standard measurements. So the Mishnah says Kazayit Sham, we talked about Kazayit. Kazayit is Rov HaShiurim Shebetorah B'Kazayit. Most of the measurements in the Torah, Kazayit min Hamei to min Hanavela Shemetamei. That's what we come on here because we're in Keilim. But for example, the best example, think of what is a Kazayit when you eat matzah on Pesach night. And how much, the 2 Kazayit theme, how big is a matzah? We'll talk about Kazayit inflation. Fascinating topic, very, very important. Lo gadol, velo katan, it's not a big Kazayit or a small Kazayit. Ela benoni, a medium Kazayit. Ze egori, it's a certain kind of egori. Shmano agur bitocho, it's not a place, I looked it up, it's the name of they had a Kazayit egori. They knew what kind of Kazayit it was, like a Vlasic pickle. Okay, and agur means to be stored in. It holds its oil very well. Kisora, the size of a seorah. Seorah is a barley, a piece of barley. Shamru, lo gedolah v'lo ketona, not big or large. Was seorah etzem kisora, a bone. If you have a piece of bone that's the size of a seorah, size of a barley, then it's mitameh. So again, it's not a big or small one. Ela beinonit. Really interesting. They would find just tiny pieces of bone. I mean, I guess it makes sense when they're burying locally. Nowadays, who has human bone around? But I guess it would make sense. Okay, a medium one, v'zu bari. That's the desert barley. Ke'adasha she'amu, the size of a lentil. What is adasha? We said sheretz mitameh ke'adasha. Okay, so the sheretz, one of the halachot we have is the sheretz is mitameh when it's the size of an adasha, a piece of sheretz. So that's lo gdolah v'lo ketana ela benonit. It's not a large or small one, rather the medium size, and that's the adasha hamitzrit. Nowadays, the lentils, we do know red lentils, well, they're all kind of standardized, but I guess they knew what the Egyptian lentil size was. Next case. Kol mitaltalin mivi'in et hatuma be'avi amardea. So what does it mean to avi et hatuma? We're going to learn in Masechet Alot a lot. Let's say I'm standing next to a grave. Standing next to a grave, I'm all good. No problem at all. But if there's something that's ma'ahil means covers me and the grave, or me and the dead body together, that's called lahavi mivi et hatuma, to transfer the tuma. Okay, to transfer. So I don't know, so the question is, I can't think of an example, I can't grab something, but how thick does this metaltalin have to be in order to transfer? It says, the ovi hamardea. The width of mardea is the staff that they used in order to drive the cattle. The thickness of this staff. Now, how thick is this staff? The Mishnah says, lo gadol v'lo katan ela beinoni. Not small and not large, but a medium one. Meaning, some people had very wide. I guess you went to the cattle supply store. You said, listen, I need this cattle driver, or you made one out of how big? You want a small one, a medium one, a medium. So what's beinoni? Kol shehekefo tefach. Its circumference is a tefach. So the Bartenura explains, as we all know, okay, ovyo etzba ushlish etzba begoda. So its thickness, its diameter is an etzba and a third, 1 1/3 etzba begoda in thumb. Okay, why? A tefach arba etzbaot. A tefach, and again, this is the question we're going to see. A tefach is 4 etzbaot, okay, which is 4 thumbs, which is 6 small fingers. Okay, nimsa. So if it's 4, nimsa hakefo tefach. Because the Chazal rounded up, and they say that circumference is essentially 3 times. When it's pi, it's a little more, but 3 times diameter. So therefore, if this circumference has to be, if the circumference is 4, then the diameter is 1 1/3. Okay, 1 1/3. So think of it. It's not very wide, very small. It's a 1 1/3 circumference. It's quite a small stick, quite a narrow stick. If I think about it, it would kind of be like this pen, right? So around the circumference would be, if it's 1 1/3 across, you can see around it's 4 tfachim. Why is that? That's only midurabanan. Bartenura explains why. Gazru al sheyesh be'akefo tefach. They made a gzera. So if this thing is like a stick and it goes from here over a dead body or over a grave, then it's mevit atuma midurabanan. Why? Atu sheyesh be'avyo tefach. Midoraita, in order to be mevi tefach midoraita, the thing itself has to be a tefach wide. So Chazal said In order, if the thing itself is a tefach circumference, that brings tuma b'derabbanan. All right, we'll stop here as we dedicate our learning to memory of my father Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.